What's up, guys? Welcome back. Your favorite trader is back. Hopefully, you guys can all hear me well. The sound's not going to be the best. I haven't got a mic yet. I will at some point, so work with me on that. Just turn the volume up. And the music, I have done my due diligence. The music should be good in the backdrop, in the background. It should be decent sound. It shouldn't be too overpowering. So yeah, I'll get straight into it. Market check for today. I'll stay away from crypto and we'll just do Forex. Alright, we'll start with Euro USD. Yeah, you guys can see my screen as well. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, so we got our range here. I have my teeth now. Yeah, like ideally, we want a nice distribution. We want a nice accumulation model forming here, which sort of is. You could even say it did form. Yeah, pretty much. Where were we? Yeah, sweet. So perfect accumulation model here, I would say. Happened at 8:15. We took the Asian low, which was right there, so I will put that on the map accordingly. Yeah, that was our Asian low. Asian low got taken. Yeah, this is honestly trademark example. So I had this charted from about here. Yeah, Asian low got taken. We got our tab 1, tab 2. Really nice return to zone coming into that second tap. So from like here, yeah, very, very smooth. I like this. Very smooth return to zone. Price left behind. Guys, this is textbook. Price left behind this structure demand. Bang. And then that's our reaction. Like, we can look for something even more refined if we want. Let's have a look at our range duration. 12-hour range. Not bad. Hope you guys are rating the music choice. But yeah, like, let's, you know what, for the sake of the exercise, we'll look deeper into this return to zone. Yeah, like, there is no supply being left behind from this return to zone. Look at this. And then we can look even deeper in here. Normally on the 5-minute, from what I've noticed, on the 5-minute you'll find refined demand areas, but even so, like, it's already a very clean structural demand area. So you can look for something more refined, but it's not always necessary. Like, yeah, even from here. So price came up. Now, where could you have entered? Yeah, the only bad thing about this entry is, unless we can get something here on the 1-minute, no real. Yeah. You'd honestly have to go on the 30 seconds to enter on this, because this is not valid. Like, look at this. So yeah, that's our orange high. I'll mark that for the sake of the exercise. So yeah, like very valid market structure around here. Still valid structure, but then from this point right here, if hopefully you can see this, from this point right here to here, there is no structure on the 1 minute, which is actually crazy. There is no structure. This, yeah, you have two candles, but this isn't a valid market structure bull because we have one consecutive bearish candle. It's just the one. So drawing structure from this high to this low, I would genuinely just draw like this. That's our structure, and then we have high, low, high, low, like very beautiful looking structure here. And the way this is shaping, you might even get a you could get this turn into a potential distribution zone, but yeah, like if you were to take a trade here, I would like, you'd have to look on the 30 seconds, because there's just nothing here in the 1 minute for you to take. Like, there isn't. And if you were to take this as a break of structure right here, then you're just gambling at that point, because that's not a valid structure on the 1 minute. On the 30 seconds, it could have, a good chance it would have been, but not on the 1 minute. So yeah, no valid break of structure here. And then yeah, when we look at the overall order flow objective, yeah, we are where we are making higher highs and higher lows here. So that's fine. We can expect price to go higher. Yeah, well, that's Euro USD for today. And I'm only going to be doing today's session, so I'm not going to be going too high time frame. It's just going to be today's sessions. If I see anything interesting, I'll start from the top. I didn't really start in order. My apologies. We'll go to gold, and then we'll work our way down. Yeah, as slow as it is for you guys, visually, it's slow as well for me, so just work with me. Alright, let's go to the 5, see what we can see there. Something, yeah. Range low, range high, we'll go 15 minute because why not? Yeah, straight off the bat here, we could expect to see something. Does this suit our Asia session strategy? That's a question. Alright, let's have a look where our Asia highs and lows are. Very interesting. So not the biggest fan of this because I'll explain why in a minute. So our Asia lows have been taken. I assume that's our Asia high. Yeah. Price good? Oh. In this situation, we'll look for accumulations. Yeah, so had our Asia high been taken, let's say Asia high was around here and then Asia low is still here, then I would be looking for a trade here because Asia high has been taken, and then you would assume price would rotate, do something like this, and come back down. That's what I would have liked to see. But yeah, has not happened. Also consider, yeah, most likely hasn't happened because our Asia high is up there. So we're not going to be looking for a distribution model. We'd be looking for an accumulation, but this is not a cumulative price behavior, which is not what I like. Yeah, I'll see if I can find anything else, but and like theoretically you can still, you could still get a potential distribution fall. You know what? Once again, for the sake of the exercise, let's see what we can find. But yeah, normally just based on how price is here, I'd be looking for a distribution model only if the Asia low hadn't been taken and the Asia high did, but it's the other way around, which is, yeah, not the best. But in terms of extreme, even so, like, yeah, like this is technically it is extreme demand on the 1 minute. Technically. Demand, sorry, supply. Technically this is extreme supply on the 1 minute. If the music stopped, I do apologize. I think my computer is now, yeah, it's a little bit laggy, apologies, but as long as you guys can still see the chart. Alright, music's back. Sweet. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, this is our extreme supply. Yeah, it's fine, it's red anyway. Then in terms of extreme liquidity, like, yeah, technically it's that. Technically that's our extreme liquidity. Which looks like it has just been swept. So we'll see if price goes in there, but otherwise, like, look for some demand, why not? Yeah, demand here, which has been mitigated. I'm actually very curious we'll reassess this at a later date, but I'm actually very curious if this distribution model will actually confirm itself and come back down, because just based on other factors, or based on session factors, this should technically be an accumulation model, because Asia highs need to get taken. So yeah. But you know what, let's look slightly bigger picture. Yeah, these have been taken. All these, yeah, Asian lows have been taken. So yeah, it's interesting what price will be. We'll monitor that for now. And then yeah, even like the return to zone is pretty good. So this is what gold is providing us with at the moment. do have some demand there, sorry. Yeah, like, to be fair, there's a bit more demand that we would have wanted. Yeah, price is fairly protected here, especially with those highs, with that Asia highs up there. And then we have more, yeah, quite a bit of overlapping demand as we can see here. So we will see what price does there. Other than that, there's not much else, like. And also, interestingly enough, price isn't leaving behind too much supply. Outside of that very extreme point, which was on the 1 minute. Was that something on the 5? Okay. On the 5, that's valid. So we have supply on the 5. So yeah, taking the trade here would essentially be counter context, because I just wouldn't take this regardless. Even with price sweeping the extreme liquidity and mitigating this supply and the extreme supply and then breaking structure, I would not take it, simply because the Asia highs haven't been taken out. So we can get something like this. Come in here, bang, bang, bang. Like, you know, screenshot this would be funny. Could get something like that. We successfully complete this distribution just for the purpose of turning it into an accumulation, so we can sweep that Asia high. This could be something that could happen in New York. If the sessions come out, yeah, like we can definitely see New York do this. New York open, come down, complete our distribution model, and then just go all the way back up. Yeah, I'll leave this drawing here. The only thing I don't like is, what does it look like? What the fuck does it look like that? As opposed to like a highlighter. Highlighter looks different. How brush it is. Yeah, so it will be interesting to see what price does there. But yeah, I would not be taking anything right now. Yeah, wait and see what happens. Yeah, we'll monitor this area. But yeah, no confirmation. I'm not going to take a trade. What I will do is set a alert. Where are we? Create alert. For 222.245 we want. 222.245. That's fine. Perfect. Alert has been set right there. Alright. That's all we want from gold. On to the next. Euro JPY. This is some crazy price action here. We are on the 2 minute, and we are also part of what looks like a much bigger range I would have drawn up at some point. did I do here? The fuck did I draw here? Alright guys, this is probably in some massive supply area. How far does this go? Yeah, I do apologize guys, I can tell it is laggy. Yep, I am experiencing this firsthand as much as you guys are. Alright, so let's see what we're looking at. Something potential there. I just don't like how the range is forming, you know what I'm saying? Asia lows have been taken, Asia highs have been taken. When this happens, just straight off the bat, I'm not looking for a trade. Because, yeah, everything's been taken. I will stick to my strategy and I will move on. I will only be looking for a trade if either Asia high or Asia low has not been taken. But they both have. Okay, maybe something here. Oh, apologies for yawning, guys. I need some coffee. I need some long coffee. I don't know why I said that. Alright, Asia highs. Let's go, baby. Asia highs, baby. Let's take out the Asia highs, baby. This is cooked. This is cooked today. Tsaka tsaka. Malaka. Alright. Asia highs. I think. Alright, let's zoom out of here a little bit. No, I'm going to keep this supply there. Just because. What even happened here? This would have, I think this was a good setup. Was it? There you go. Vintage. With reason to go higher because we have supply above. What was that? A 2.67 RR. Not bad. Not bad. Can already see some. No, mitigated. Interesting. Okay, I'll leave that there. Just for my own personal record. Alright, we're here. So, we may have already missed this accumulation model. I could be wrong, but we may have already missed this accumulation model. Actually, maybe. Let's see where we are. Okay, there's a session. This is gonna have to be my range. Not the nicest, but it's a range. This could have been also a very little. But yeah, we're looking for an accumulation here. And same thing, man, like the return to zone's rubbish. I don't like this just because prices already taken out these two pretty much equal highs. So we had equal highs there, which got taken out. I'm not even going to chart the Asia lows up here because we already know they've been taken out. This is not as useful to us. Yeah, I don't like this price action, man. Like we barely hit EQ didn't really range around here, and then we already come back down. And yeah, just the return to zone is not the best. Yeah, like this. So this isn't a return to zone, unless the only thing that would make me want to take a trade from here. And then we also have to be careful because price is ranging from here. Okay, when that happens, we use the wrong indicator. Sorry, symbol. Price is also making, which it's good to be aware. No, that's not one. I need to get rid of some of these range templates, guys. This is terrible. Okay. And that's my EQ. Good. Yeah, we're in a very small time frame distribution phase here. You never know, we could actually distribute into this potential accumulation range and then take that Asia high. So if I was to pick my ideal situation here, it would be something like I should do this and this and this and then this. Bang! There is my piece of art. Da Vinci would be proud of this. Yeah, ideally I'd like to see price do something like that, but we can only chart and be patient. That's all we can do. Any other ranges? So yeah, we got this one, and we got this. This could be a nice range to be fair. And I don't think there's. Look at that. This could be a good range at some point. Do I want to chart that? Like, I don't mind what price is doing here. I just don't want to over sort of. Yeah, let's trade those smaller ranges first, and then this range will be there. I just don't want to overpower my chart with too many ranges overlapping one another. Sorry about yawning so much, guys. I need some water as well. Yeah, that will be my. I'm just gonna have to monitor this later and see what happens. Like, price could not respect this distribution and just go straight down to an accumulation, or it could create a little lower time frame distribution into a mid time frame accumulation into that much greater higher time frame distribution range. So a lot of things can happen right now with GBP USD. We just gotta be patient. Yeah, I'm curious what's gonna happen there. GJ. Good old GJ. Some interesting ranging action there. Ranging price action. Alright, where are we? Did that get taken? Ooh. Did that get taken? I don't think it did. No. Asia lows did not get taken. Bam. That could have just been a confirmed distribution that we saw there. nevertheless, we'll see. Nothing is confirmed until we have deemed it otherwise. But it does look like it could have actually been a distribution form there. Asia low, where are you? Bang! This is our range. Range high. Range low, and yeah, I always like when the range plus deals 2.0 that into 1. Yep, that's our range. Tap 1. That's just gonna have to be tab 2 because yeah, look at it on a higher time frame. Even the 15, is this a valid 30 minute? No. Not a valid 30 minute. Could be, I think it'd be a valid 15, yeah, that's a valid 15 minute range. So let's have a look what's happening here. Guys, I love this shit, like. Is that? Yeah, that looks like extreme liquidity to me. It really does. Yeah, that's extreme liquidity, guys. Which as of yet, price hasn't swept, so it's still there, and I think it could. Interestingly enough, though, I would have liked for it to have swept it there. Otherwise, talk dirty to me, you make another distribution level. What am I doing? Liquidity. That's enough for it. Extreme liquidity song. And do we have any sort of? Yeah, guys, this is why we have to look. In these situations, that's been mitigated. That hasn't. Right there. Then yeah, I think price might then. Yeah, I reckon we're gonna get a fill of this supply area, and then we're going to potentially take out those Asia lows. And we have still counts. More refined area in there. Still counts. Well, I really like this. I like what we're seeing here. And then yeah, you do have some structure demand here as well. That's fine. Do you have anything low? Yeah, so in terms of supply, that's pretty much it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what price does here. It really will. this could actually be a vintage textbook range forming, which we would be able to take as a distribution straight into those Asia lows. Because yeah, we've taken out Asia high. You know what? Just for the aesthetic example, why not? Why not? Where are you? Where is he? Where is Harvey? Harvey Dent. Promise you guys I will get a better mic soon. I won't confirm when, but I will get one. Asia High, there it is. And also, for added confluence, I don't know how I did mention this, but yeah, there you go. Asia highs and Asia lows form our range, which is perfect. It is perfect. Yeah, I like this. I really like this range. I really, really like this range. We'll set our alerts, and that's it. On to the next. This could happen pretty soon. My call is that this is going to happen in New York Open. Good chance. We want it to get to 208.6 619 will go. Why does it look like that? Am I missing something? Value. 208.619. Sweet. Alright. I'm gonna set that as well. You know what? I'm curious. How long is this thing ranging for? 10 hours, not bad. Not bad. Alright, next. So guys, Discord might open on the screen. Apologies. You know what? Fuck, I gotta stop apologizing, man. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? You know? Fuck. I don't give a fuck how hot it is outside. Someone do something about this polar bear coat I got on. No, I don't have a polar bear coat on, but I'm just quoting. Just off the bat, I'm thinking here. Okay, we're in a range. We're in a shitty range though. Excuse the French. We came into the demand nicely. That could have actually been a bit of an. You know what? That could have been a very, very extreme Model 2 accumulation with those three taps there. 1, 2, 3. But nevertheless, we're here on the lower time frame. We're just gonna have to ignore these colors for now, guys. Alright. Asia highs haven't been taken. We may have had. There's just no real ranging environment here. Give me a second, guys. Yeah, I'll tell you guys what. A new mic will be on the cards, and then also a new computer will soon be on the cards, just because, yeah, I can't have this being laggy and not clear. We'll move on. Bear with me, guys. I am just posting something on Discord. Let me check something out real quick. I just want to see my settings. Tokyo 2 to 6. Yeah. Pretty well, that's fine. Alright. Apologies for that. Where were we? Also, I just realised bit of a tangent here, but first video I'm wearing something different, so change it up a little bit, you know. Alright, Euro USD. We've done this earlier. We have done this earlier. There is our setup. No, we didn't do this earlier, did we? Yeah, we did. High has been taken. Yeah. Still, we can still monitor this, no reason not to. We are pushing that deviation limit though, so this range might soon become invalid. I'll leave that as is for now. Did I just completely overlook this? Yeah, it's just not much here, eh? Maybe this could have been a PO3 schematic. I do think I may have cooked something up here, not in a good way. I have a feeling that my range starting point, GBP JBY, should have been there. Yeah, I think it should have. I think it should have. Nope. Yeah. That's a bit more like it. Alright, let's take this home. Yeah, there's not much there in Euro USD. I don't want to try to force something. It just doesn't look like good price action. Alright, NZ, CAD. Asia highs haven't been taken, Asia lows have. This is how I would range this so far. Reason being, is that, yeah, I'm not going to try to force a trade if it's not there. There's our Asia high. Asia low has been taken, that's fine. And we'll just wait for price to range. Maybe we could catch an accumulation there, or maybe distribution. This is actually not bad, eh? Yeah, return to zone looks alright. I think extreme liquidity might be somewhere there. Do we have valid candle rule? Yes, we do. That's actually no, we don't. But we might have it on the 2. I think we'd have it on the 2 there. Price action. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's mitigated. Yeah, I'll say that is liquidity. That's fine, that counts. Do I look weird? This position? No, you can't tell. I'm focusing, guys, I'm focusing. But yeah, this is my extreme liquidity point, which I'd like to see price grab. Bang. Set my alerts, motherfuckers. And guys, like, in my opinion, that's pretty good. Like, I'm laughing because it's very, very good. That's a great return to zone. And yes, you have structural demand there, but have a look. Look where it lies. It's been mitigated. Yeah, man, I like this. I really like this. And I like how it does this. That we've spoken about this before. Not me and you guys, but me and my mentor, who is an absolute goat. Look at this. Fank. Sorry, guys. How's the... What the... Sorry, guys. I'm absolutely cooking in here on the buttons. This was nice. I know I'm not the best, but it sort of compresses. You get what I'm trying to say. It's a price is compressing here. We've got it going down here, and then we've got it going up here, causing that sort of compress action. But yeah, for now, all I want price to do is grab that, hold that thought. I missed the key point here. We're looking for an accumulation ideally, because the Asia high has not been taken yet, whereas we're in a distribution now. London high is there, but we'll mark it. Okay, now I have to do this differently. London high. And then just for you guys, we'll get a nice little colour in there. There, boom. London high. Give me a text color, motherfucker. Yeah, London high. Matches the fun. All right. But yeah, like, yeah, it's sort of, it is not to our strategy, because our strategy is we want to sweep the Asia high and then aim for price to go the other side, or sweep the Asia low and then aim for price to go to reach the Asia high. But we've swept the Asia low and we haven't created an accumulation here. This could be something. Could it? Mm. The only thing I don't like about this is, yeah, there's just no return to, like, by the time, yeah, I wouldn't even draw this range, because by the time price would come back here, unless it just, if it just plummets, then obviously you've got no return to zone there whatsoever. But then if there is a return to zone created, then by the time that gets created, you'd be like somewhere out here. So I will not even bother drawing this range, because it's just not plausible. Yeah, we'll see what price does there. We can put another alert there just in case. Zero point 0.80197. Great, last one, USD CAD. What's going on here? Maybe some sort of distribution was happening up there. Yeah, it looks like it. I reckon, yeah. Nice. If that was Asia, yeah, that was. I reckon this would, had you have been alert, or had anyone have been alert, would have been potentially a nice trade to take. Let's try and chart this as. Let's try to chart this to the best of our ability. Yeah, a lot of range high, range low. We would have had this would have been a take. This would have been a takey one to take, because you would have had deviation 1, deviation 2. You'd think this is your sign to enter. But what I'm curious to find out is, did we ever get a confirmation there? Because if you did not get a confirmation and you did not enter around here, then that makes sense and you could have entered there. So yeah, you would have grabbed the Asia high. Like right there. And obviously you take into consideration where the Asia low is, so you could have let your trade run. Yeah. It would have been easy to get stopped out there, because you would have entered there. There's obviously demand, structured demand, but yeah, like this whole thing is structured demand. But price has just gone straight through it. It's gone through it in the sense that it's gone back up, it showed weakness because it didn't stop towards the top, it went straight through. So and then yeah, there, you have some more demand there. There's a few demand legs, but and then yeah, interestingly enough, it creates that distribution there, which you could have taken potentially. And yeah, man, like it left supply as well. Like, and this is interesting because, all right, let's say you don't, for whatever reason, you're like, nah, it stopped here, it's going back up. I'm not taking this trade. That's fine. You've got extreme supply up here, and guess what? You would have looked at this, you'd be like, oh, yep. Yeah, it did really respect, like it wicked through, so initially it respected supply, but then it went back up, so yeah, I'm trying to find reasons as to why I would have traded this, but looking at it and trying to be as logical and as unbiased as possible, knowing that the Asia low needs to be taken, I don't think I would have entered this in live market conditions. If anything, I would have entered there, and then I would have eventually been stopped out. Yeah, I would have eventually been stopped out because, yeah, because. Yeah, so had I have entered there, price would have reached short there, stops there. Why was my stop loss in the perfect position from placing it? Did price even reach it? Price would have probably reached like close to a 1.5, yeah, as opposed to a almost 3.8 RR. Yeah, alright. That's it for today. We've gone through all of Forex, no crypto today. Hope you guys have enjoyed my presence being back. Plenty more to come. There won't be as of right now, there won't be a schedule as I am still in the learning phase. Still on my way to becoming profitable. I am not there yet. So yeah, bear with me. I am learning as I go. I will soon be profitable, that's for sure, but just not at the moment. But yeah, learning one step at a time. This has been my market check for today, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.